You're mid-bite when your mother finally asks. Something's different about you lately. Your father salts his plate. Your sister keeps chattering, but your mother's eyes stay locked on you. You okay? Just wiped out, you say? Work's been rough. She smiles at you. You've always told me when something's off. I never worry about you. You duck out before dessert. No one thinks twice about it. Your car sits where you left it. You open the door, but don't climb in. Your phone lights up. A text from her, sent that morning. Call me when you can. I miss hearing your voice. You stare at it, then send back a thumbs up. Through the kitchen window, you watch her glance at her phone, smile, and go back to the sink. That lie came out easy. Too easy, you think. When did lying to her stop being hard? The old life. Rewind 11 months to before any of this needed hiding. The alarm cuts through the dark at 5:40. You brew coffee without turning on the light, so it doesn't wake your roommate through the wall. Splitting rent is the only reason you can afford to live at all. You know your account balance without looking. On the way to work, you stop for gas. $6 left once the tank's full. The lottery sign towers over the pump, 600 million, and you laugh out loud in the empty car. Somebody's gonna win that. Inside, you spend the last $6 on a single ticket. Not because you believe in it, because not believing feels good for a second. You shove it in your wallet and forget about it before you've pulled out of the lot. You spend the day restocking shelves, moving through the aisles on muscle memory. A customer asks where the wood screws live, and you walk him there without breaking your thoughts about the grinding brakes you can't afford to fix for $100 you don't have. At lunch, your phone buzzes. Your mom. How'd the dentist go? Did they find anything with that tooth? You answer from an overturned bucket in the stockroom. Just a cavity. $180 gone. LOL. Doc told me to quit grinding my teeth at night. I told him give me a reason not to. She sends back a laughing emoji, then a paragraph about your cousin. You read the whole thing and answer all of it, sitting on that bucket, because nothing in you yet needs hiding. You go home, eat cereal for dinner because it's the 19th, and fall asleep with the TV still playing. 2 nights later, you're slumped in your car after your shift, too drained to drive, scrolling without really seeing. Then the numbers catch your eye. You don't even remember pulling the ticket from your pocket. It's just there in your hand. Phone. Ticket. Phone. First number, match. Second, nothing. Third, match. Your hands freeze on the wheel. By the 5th number, you've forgotten how to breathe. By the last one, you're sitting in a parked car holding a slip of paper worth more than everyone you've ever known will make across 3 lifetimes combined. The engine's off. It's dead quiet. No scream comes. You just sit there, hands at 10 and 2 like you're still driving, and something ancient moves through you before any thought does. Don't tell a soul. Your thumb is already hovering over your mother's contact. She's always first, every win, every disaster, for 29 years. For the first time in your life, you set the phone down without calling. You claim the prize 4 days later, in another state, in a gray office that smells like carpet glue and toner. A woman in a blazer scans the ticket. Her face barely moves, just a flicker at the eyebrows, gone in an instant. You take the lump sum. Your hand shakes, signing your name 4 separate times. You walk out into daylight looking exactly as broke as when you walked in. That's the whole plan. Stay the same on paper, become someone else underneath. That night your phone glows on the couch. How was your day, sweetheart? You stare at it a long moment before your thumb finds the letters. Fine. Long one. Talk tomorrow. You watch the message sit beneath 100 longer ones from before. Living 2 lives. 3 weeks in and nothing visibly changes. You still restock shelves. You still eat instant noodles on Tuesdays. The money sits under a name that isn't yours, doing nothing anyone could point to. You quit your job with a story about a better offer out of state, and nobody questions an ordinary excuse. You relocate to a city where your face means nothing, rent a 2-bedroom under a shell company, and buy a 4-year-old car in cash. All of it unfolds quietly in the margins of your own life, like someone wiping down a table they were never sitting at. Before you leave, Marcus stops by. Your friend since you were both 19 and broke the exact same way. He settles into your couch like he's done 100 times. Midway through the game, he goes quiet, then says, "This is embarrassing, man." He rubs his neck. "Can I grab 20 for gas? Payday's Friday, I swear." You have $314 million. You dig through your wallet the way you always have, thumbing past nothing to find a 20. You could buy him a car outright, cover his rent for the rest of his life, and never notice. He watches your hands, do the math the way you used to watch your own at the register. You hand him the bill like it's your last one. "Lifesaver," he says, tucking it in his pocket. Then he grins, the same old line. "When you hit it big, don't forget the little guy." "Never," you say. You watch him laugh at his own joke. You laugh too. He finishes the game and leaves, clapping your shoulder on the way out. You stand alone in the apartment, wallet still open, the space where the 20 used to be sitting right next to $314 million. You're staring at the gap where $20 of it used to sit. The world shrinks. The money does what money does. Most of it you never touch. It flows into index funds and boring instruments, run by people paid to be quiet, and it earns $40,000 a day while you sleep, a figure you sometimes say aloud in your empty apartment just to hear how absurd it sounds. Some nights you go to a bar in the new city where nobody knows you. You sit near people your age, listening to them vent. One's short on rent again. One's arguing with his bank over a $40 overdraft. One says he'll never afford a house. Not in this economy. Not ever. The other's not. So do you. You buy a round. Never too many. A guy who buys too many rounds is a guy people remember. So you nurse one beer and say nothing worth repeating. You could erase every problem at that table with a single sentence. Instead, you order another beer. Then there's your mother's house. You've always known the number, what she owes, what's left, the payment that keeps her up some nights. She raised 2 kids in that house and still works Saturdays at 61. You don't tell her. Instead, you route it through a lawyer, through a fund with a made-up name. A regional homeowner relief program that exists only on the letterhead your attorney had printed. A letter lands on her doorstep. Your remaining balance has been paid in full by an anonymous donor. She calls you sobbing. You're in your kitchen when you pick up. She can barely speak. She doesn't understand. Things like this don't happen to people like her. She got down on the kitchen floor and prayed right there. "Can you believe it?" she asks. "Who would do this?" "That's incredible, Mom," you say. "I can't believe it either." "There are good people out there," she says. "There really are," you say. She cries a while longer. You let her. You make the sounds you're supposed to make. When she finally hangs up, she says she loves you, that she can't wait to tell everyone, that she has to call your sister right now. You set the phone on the counter. Then you pick it back up and open her thread. You scroll up, past fine, past long day, past the thumbs up, past talk tomorrow, all the way to the older ones. The $180 filling. The joke about your teeth. Whole paragraphs. You, reading everything, answering everything, from a bucket in a stockroom. You scroll back down to fine. You close the phone. The choice, 8 months in. You've gotten better at this than you were, built out a duller version of yourself. One who never says anything worth repeating. Most days it runs on autopilot now. Then on a Thursday night, you decide to tell her. You don't plan it. The urge just arrives the way the instinct did in that parking lot 8 months ago, except running backward this time. You open the thread and start typing, and once you start, it all pours out. The ticket, the gas station, the 6 numbers, the gray office, the $314 million, the house, the lawyer, 8 months of fine. Your thumbs don't stop. You watch the screen fill, more words than you've sent her in 8 months combined. Your thumb hovers over send. You read it once. Then you delete it. You watch every word vanish back into the empty box until it's just a blinking cursor waiting for fine again. You get in the car. You drive 4 hours without ever deciding to. You take the exit you grew up taking. You park across from the house you were raised in, the one you paid off, the one she prayed over on the kitchen floor. The porch light's on, Like always, left burning for a son who lives 4 hours away and hasn't sat in that kitchen in months. You cross the yard. You climb the steps you could find blindfolded. You raise your hand to knock. Through the window you can see her at the counter in her robe, drying a bowl, setting it down, picking up another. She has no idea you're standing 12 feet away with the whole truth sitting in your chest. No idea who paid off her house. No idea her son is a man who could buy the entire street and still can't knock on this one door. Your hand hovers an inch from the wood. You could do it right now. She'd open the door, you'd say it, and the weight would be gone in a single sentence to the one person who's known you longer than you've known yourself. You stand there until she finishes the dishes. Then you lower your hand, cross back over the yard, get in the car, and drive 4 hours home in the dark. You pass every exit, every gas station, and never turn on the radio, because there's nothing you could stand to hear. You get home past 2. The apartment is dark, and it's yours, and it's fully paid for, and it's the emptiest thing you've ever owned. You sit at the table where you typed it all out hours earlier. You open her thread again. Her last message still sits there from that morning, the one you answered with a thumbs up. Miss your voice. You start typing. Mom, I need to tell you something. The 3 dots appear on your side. Your thumb hovers. You delete it. Mom, you delete that too. You start again. You stop. The typing bubble appears. Holds. Disappears. Appears. Holds. Disappears. 4 hours away. Your mother's phone lights up on her nightstand. 3 dots pulsing, meaning her son is finally about to say something. She stirs, half awake, and watches them in the dark. She waits. The dots keep pulsing. You sit at the table, thumb over the screen, and the light goes out.